For centuries, the Zytharian Empire ruled the stars, conquering worlds with ruthless efficiency. Their queen, Zyra the Eternal, was the most feared being in the galaxy. But the humans of Earth, defiant and reckless, managed to destroy her hive in a desperate battle. Believing her dead, they celebrated their victory. But the queen was not dead. She was waiting, planning. Now, she has returned, more powerful than ever, and this time, she will have her revenge. Chapter 1: The Warning. Admiral Lucas Carter of the United Earth Defense Fleet stood on the bridge of his flagship, Vanguard, staring at the incoming transmission. The deep space relay had picked up a distress signal from an outpost near the Andromeda Rift. The message was garbled, filled with static, but one phrase was clear. She is back. The Queen lives. Carter's blood ran cold. 5 years ago, he had led the final assault against the Zytharian hive world. He had watched as nuclear fire consumed the planet, believing the war was over. If Zyra had survived, then Earth was in grave danger. "Mobilize the fleet," Carter ordered. "We have a war to finish." Chapter 2: Resurrection of a Nightmare. Deep in the ruins of a forgotten moon, Zyra's massive form loomed over her newly hatched warriors. Her biomechanical exoskeleton gleamed in the dim light, her razor-sharp tail coiling with anticipation. The destruction of her hive had only made her stronger. For years, she had lurked in the shadows, evolving. She had absorbed the genetic material of her fallen enemies, becoming something more powerful, more unstoppable. This time, she hissed, her voice echoing in the chamber, "We shall not just conquer. We shall exterminate." Her warriors screeched in response, a sound that sent terror rippling through the cosmos. Chapter 3: The Battle Begins. The first attack came without warning. The colony on Titan was obliterated in a single night. Survivors spoke of dark, writhing shapes moving faster than the eye could follow. They spoke of razor-like claws and acidic venom that melted steel. They spoke of a queen who had returned from the dead. The United Earth Defense Fleet raced to the scene, but they were too late. Titan was lost. Carter gritted his teeth. "She's sending a message," he muttered. "She wants us to know she's back." Earth had faced the Queen before and barely survived. But now, she was stronger. And she was angry. Chapter 4: The Last Stand. With Earth's defenses on high alert, the final battle loomed. Zyra's armada darkened the skies above Mars, her monstrous warships pulsing with organic weaponry. Carter's fleet, though vast, was outmatched. The Queen's forces moved with terrifying precision, her evolved soldiers shrugging off human weaponry. But Carter had one last trick. "Activate the Nova Protocol," he commanded. A secret weapon, buried deep within Earth's last remaining superdreadnought, ignited. A pulse of energy, designed to disrupt organic life on a molecular level, exploded outward. Zyra's creatures screamed as their bodies dissolved into ash. And then Carter saw her, the Queen, standing atop the ruins of a destroyed battleship, her body cracked and burning, but her hatred undying. With one final, monstrous roar, she lunged at Carter's command ship. Chapter 5: The Queen's Revenge. Carter barely had time to react before the Queen crashed into the ship, tearing through its hull like paper. The bridge shook as alarms blared, the crew scrambling for weapons. But Carter knew this was his fight. He grabbed his plasma blade and faced Zyra. This ends now. The battle was brutal. The Queen was faster, stronger. But Carter had something she didn't: human resilience. He fought with every ounce of strength left in him, driving his blade into her exoskeleton, dodging her venomous tail. Finally, with one last desperate strike, he plunged his weapon deep into her skull. Zyra screeched, her body convulsing, her massive form collapsing. As she took her last breath, she locked eyes with Carter. "This is not the end," she rasped. And then she was still. Epilogue: A silent warning. The war was over. The Queen was dead. But as Carter stood on the bridge, staring into the depths of space, he couldn't shake the feeling that something still lurked out there. The Queen had spoken her final words not as a threat, but as a promise. And somewhere, in the darkest corners of the galaxy, something stirred. Because monsters like Zyra never truly die. And one day, she would rise again.